Hey y'all, how y'all doing? So I'm back with another video on this 4th of July. I'm almost done taking out my braids. And just kind of like a little tidbit, since the COVIDs and the quarantine and everything been shut down because I had a short haircut. My hair has grown out a bit and I haven't been able to see my beautician. I'm sure she's taken people, but now I'm sure it's a lot different. But during this time, since I've been home basically since March, as well as my teenage daughter, my high schooler. Well, during this time, she taught herself how to do box braids. And so she is the one who put the braids in my hair. I did not go out and had nobody do it. My baby girl did it. And she learned on YouTube. She had been watching lots and lots and lots of YouTube videos, and she did her hair. And the first time she did her hair, I was like, oh, okay. Like, okay, baby. She wasn't completely pleased with it, so she took it down and she did it again. She's braiding her own hair, but the second time it came out really, really nice, right? And so I was like, oh, okay, since you're out here with that, do my hair. And that's what she did. And it's funny because she was supposed to do her hair. My daughter, she runs track. And she was supposed to go out of the country for international track meet at the beginning of June before all of this stuff happened. And I was going to get her hair braided for her trip in May. So it's just such a blessing to know that she was able to do her own hair. And now I feel like, well, shit, I don't have to go out and spend all that money to get her hair done anymore. So when she asked me, she took her braids down and she asked me the other day, can you go get me some hair? I'm like, yes, I can go get you some hair. Because all I can think about the fact is I don't have to go spend all that money to get her hair braided anymore. So I love the fact that she taught herself something that she can do and that would be of use to herself during, lockdown, during quarantine. Now that we open back up, I ain't got to go and spend all that money to get her hair braided. I ain't got to sit in nobody's shop for hours and hours. And it's great. It's all gravy. So, but I'm taking mine down because I'm just kind of over it. It's really, really hot and I don't want to feel it on my neck anymore. And I'm just kind of over it. Right. But anyway, that's that. I'm still sitting here. Some of y'all suggested some stuff on Netflix. I'm still trying to find something to watch. I'm going to watch that. And if y'all have something, to suggest on Netflix that I can watch today, because I really ain't doing nothing for the 4th. I'm not. So if y'all have some suggestions, let me know down in the comments below. But anyway, I know for the last several days, the conversations have been about Jada and August Alsina and Will. And all the mess surrounding that. To the point that Jada had to come out and say, yes, I'm going to take myself to the red table, even though I just think she's going to lie, right? She got to lie at this point, right? She cannot, the red table cannot continue if Jada tells the truth. Because if she tells the truth, then she's a fraud at that point, right? The whole point of that show is to get there and for people to be transparent. So I don't know how she can tell the truth at this point because people are just going to look at her kind of crazy. I don't know. But anyway, she got to lie at this point. I just think that it's just going to be for views and ratings. But enough of that. I was on the phone with a good friend and we were talking about the situation. And me and her were just kind of going back and forth. And I was telling her like, yeah, I just think that this guy is emotionally broken and, that doesn't mean that I want to coddle him, but I just think that Jada likes to fix people and it got a little too real for him and he fell hard and she was banging this boy out. That's the honest to God truth. Now I'm saying boy, not because I literally think that he's a boy, but I think just some of the stuff that happened over the span of his life, probably emotionally and mentally stunted him. In a way that I would say she is technically kind of dealing with a boy mentally, right, and emotionally. And my friend was like, no, well, he shouldn't have gotten, he ain't no victim. He shouldn't have been with no married woman and, marry. And I'm like, listen, I'm not arguing that. I don't look at him necessarily as a victim either. And I do agree that not much good can come from messing with somebody that is married. I think that a lot of us can agree with that. Even no matter what somebody got going on in their home, because there are a lot of marriages that have arrangements, okay? And I'm putting air quotes. There are a lot of marriages, some that which we have friends that probably have arrangements. And even in those arrangements, right, I just don't necessarily think it's a good idea to get involved with someone that is married to someone, because it just, most of the time, it just don't work out, okay? And it will leave you bruised, battered, and scarred. And you just, morally, you just probably shouldn't go there, okay? A lot of people feel that way. Morally, you just shouldn't go there. But I would be wrong to sit here and act like, well, he should have just known better. He should have just known better. He shouldn't have got involved, because it's easy to say that from a place of judgment unless you've been there before. A lot of people walk into situations and arrangements thinking that they can handle this whole thing until they can't. So for full disclosure, I'm going to reveal some shit. I mean, I just do voiceovers. It ain't like y'all know who I am. I could be anybody that just got like half braids in my hair, right? You don't know. And so, ain't nobody looking at me and seeing me and like, oh, that's that bitch that. No, you don't know me, right? You just know my voice. So anyway, many years ago, I would say damn near almost 20 years ago, I was messing with a guy. He was not married. He had a girlfriend. Okay. I ain't messing with no married men. I just don't do that. But I did get involved with a guy who had a girlfriend. This was his longtime girlfriend. Now, let me kind of set it up so you can kind of understand it. Even you may not even understand it, but I just, like I said, I want to come from a place of, I get how something like this can happen. All right. So, one of my college buddies, she was getting married, and me and this guy, we were in her wedding party. And we met then. I didn't know who he was. I met him during rehearsals, and I gotta say, when I saw him, I was like, ooh, he looked like Method Man. Now, I don't know if y'all have ever heard me talk about Method Man on here, but I think I've posted about him before. I have this forever crush on Method Man. I just think he is the finest specimen walking the planet, just as fine as he want to be, even after all these years. Okay. So when I saw him, I immediately was like, ooh, he looked like Method Man. So I was immediately attracted to this man. Okay. And he was flirting back. We was flirting back and forth. I didn't know he had a woman at the time. I mean, we were just flirting, flirt. And so that being the case, become wedding day and all this other stuff, I come to find out that he had a girlfriend. Okay. I brought my boyfriend to the wedding as well. So we both were with our people at this wedding. But even during the wedding, he was whispering in my ear, all those things that girls like to hear, right? You want to go meet me at the bathroom. Now, we didn't do that. It wasn't that lusty. Okay. I ain't got to say all of that. But we did start to see each other shortly after the wedding. Okay. We started to see each other shortly after the wedding, and we started seeing each other regularly. Like maybe, damn near 2 or 3 times a week. We was meeting up, doing what we do. And then, like I said, he had a girlfriend. I had my boyfriend. And this went on for relatively, maybe almost a damn near a year, I would say. And while I thought I could handle that arrangement, which turned out it was fine at first, until I started finding myself liking this dude. Like, I enjoyed the sexual part of it. I ain't gonna sit here in front. I enjoyed all of that. But I found myself liking him, and I found myself catching attitudes. Say, when my girlfriend who got married, when she would have barbecues and she would invite everybody, she'd invite the wedding party, she'd invite all her friends. I'm there, he there with his woman, I'm there with my boyfriend, and I'm looking over like, ugh. just stank, real stank. And I'm just like, okay, I thought I could do this. I really thought I could do this, but I can't. I don't think that I can't do this, because now I'm acting in a way that makes, I don't want him, right? I don't want him, so to speak, but I'm acting in a way that shows that I'm not necessarily emotionally mature to handle an arrangement in which we just kick it, we hook up and we go our separate ways. I can't do that. And so eventually it fizzled out. He went off and got married to that woman. I got married, and, and that was that. We actually are friends on Facebook, and I see him now and I'm like, ugh, he looked like a fat method man now. So I don't like him no more like that. It's been 20 plus years anyway. But the point I'm making is that at one point or another, I thought I could handle such an arrangement. And I did for a minute, until I started finding myself liking him a little bit more and thinking about him a lot more than I started off doing. And that changed the dynamics of everything. And so I am saying all of this to say, I can see how something like this could happen, where I personally think that Jada laid out the parameters from the get-go. But at the same time, Jada is it's just something about her where I could see how he could get drawn in. Jada comes off to me as the type of woman that likes to fix broken men, right? And those broken men, especially broken men with mommy issues, will find themselves wanting more. And I don't think that Jada turned down that penis. I saw the penis print. I posted the penis print. Jada did not turn down that penis print. She wanted that man like he wanted her. Case closed on that one. I think that they both wanted each other. And I don't doubt that Will Smith sat down and had some kind of conversation with him. Because remember, you got to go look at the clip, find the clip. Will Smith basically came out and said, listen, I'm tired. I'm retired. I want Jada to be able to do whatever she needs to do to make her happy. And I think that August Alsina's penis made her happy. I think she made a connection with this young man, right? But I also think that Jada set the parameters as far as, listen, this is this, but me and Will are together for a lifetime. That is until death. And he probably, just being so happy to be in the Smiths, with the Smiths. Yeah, I just think things got too complicated for August Alsina. Honestly, I just think that it started off like, oh yeah, I can accept this way, until he found himself not being to accept how it was going to go. He probably wanted to be more of a, which I think he was pretty visible as far as being in her life, but he wanted more. And I just think Jada couldn't give him that. And so this is the result of that. Some people call it scorn lover. Some people feel like, he's just blasting them because, what a woman would do. If a woman wanted to put a man on blast that she was seeing, after he stopped seeing her or pissed her off, and she want to put their whole business out there and say that she did this and did that with them, it's people find it no different, right? This is nothing different. But I guess, like I said, what I'm saying is a lot of people think that they can handle situations and arrangements, and they just can't. And I think that's just human nature. It's human nature to want to or to develop feelings. You spend all this time, you invest all this time, you are engaged in conversations and deep thoughts, and you feel a connection. And also, let's not forget that when you have intimacy with someone, like sex, right? I'm acting like I'm got all kinds of people here, like I'm whispering. Sex. Let me say it like sex. When you have sex with people, there are soul ties, which is why you have to be very mindful about who you give yourself to, because you are, you know, when people out there just having sex with multiple people, you have all these ties, you know, to people. But, you know, looking at an August Alsina and a Jada, she probably put it on them, right? And they got their souls intertwined. And he loved this woman, and I believe that she loved him too. But at the end of the day, the Smiths are a brand, and they cannot, in my opinion, as it's always kind of been like like this rumblings that they had an open marriage. And no matter how people rumble about that, I still think that society isn't ready for people to come out and literally say that, literally say it. All right. So I don't know. I just wanted to say that to you guys today. And because I just think that a lot of people coming off as if we're all perfect in this world, and we've never had situations in which we have gotten involved with people that we shouldn't have gotten involved with, or we have gotten involved in a situation that we thought we could handle, and it turns out we didn't do very good at handling it. Maybe because we were emotionally immature at the time, mentally immature, a lot of stuff. And even some of the oldest folks out there can't handle situations like that. Okay, it's just human nature. All right. And it's also human nature to choose self-preservation, which is why you heard Jada and Will come out and pretty much deny it, because at the end of the day, they got to save themselves, right? They're going to save themselves before they save August Alsina. So anyway, like I said, I just wanted to come to you guys with this video. It was on my mind because I had that conversation with my girl. And have you ever, be honest, y'all, it's okay. We don't know each other, right? Have you ever been in a situation in which you thought you could handle a relationship of such, right? Where you were the other woman, the other man, or there was somebody, and then you couldn't. You couldn't. You thought you could. You got into it like that, and you couldn't. Sound off below. I am not here to judge. Y'all heard me. Y'all heard what I just revealed. I ain't here to judge you. But just let me know how you feel about these kind of situations, right? And I will see you guys, of course, on the next video. Take care.